just you look at them, it's like they do look like a playing team right now. And I
They're ranked
yeah,
11th in defensive rating. Ironically, though, they're like not a
That's
bad
very interesting.
defensive team.
What's the net rating though?
13th in the league, and granted they do give up the 8th most points while they score the second most.
That's crazy. It's kind of like the Mavs with Donnie Nelson back in the day, or like Doug Moe with the Nuggets. Like this version of it. It just doesn't seem very Spo like, I guess you'd say, or Pat Riley like.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Zach, on that? I want to.
It's just that the defensive rating, like you mentioned, is like, again, early in the season, halfway point of the season, this was a top 10 defense. Like they were on the borderline top 5. Like this was a team that, again, the defense is going to be good if the offense fails. That's kind of been this team for the past couple seasons when Jimmy was there, the final couple seasons. This time around, again, this final stretch, the final quarter of the season has been so, like he said, so uncharacter-like. I mean, again, it's just been giving up 150 points, or like you're seeing, again, it's been too much that I've been having to tweet like the Heat are close to breaking the franchise record for most points allowed. Like it's been happening it's been happening quite a bit. So you just have to wonder what's going on. But again, like I said, I just think this team is so outmatched compared to these other sort of like organizations in the conference. You looked at the Toronto game, you look at the Cleveland, Boston. I mean, Boston, it's like I don't even think necessarily the Heat played bad in that game. It's just Boston's way better than them. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. I mean, they've won a few against Detroit and New York, but you look at that and there has to be some sort of realization that has to be hit with this front office about how this team is constructed. Again, I think the defense will kind of round itself out. We'll see how they play in the play-in tournament, but like the Heat is the one team I think in the play-in that has been trending downwards and everybody else has been trending upwards. So they're really heading into not a great point here. So if they could finish out strong, we'll see how they are. But, again, the defense has been the most surprising thing. The offense, I would imagine it's up and down. But like you said, they averaged the second most points per games. But again, the offensive rating is kind of middle of the pack. It's just because of those extra possessions. And sometimes they're fumbling those extra possessions. So this is a very peculiar team. Because to start, they were kind of fun to watch. And then now it's been kind of like so-so and back to what they were in this mediocrity kind of level. We'll see how they finish off the season, but they're in a weird place right now.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like what the old saying, between a rock and a hard place, in the sense that the roster, they have 7 dudes scoring double digits, or at least 6. They also, if you just list off the roster, it is not a bad roster. All right. You have 3 all-stars, arguably, and Tyler Hero, Adebayo. I know Tyler's been injured. And Norm Powell now. And then you just have, you have 8 to 9 guys that are playable. The rule, obviously, we talked about this, the rule of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. They changed the offense this year through the season, and I know they haven't been healthy. What do you think, this year? You said they're trending downwards. Is this year even worth, what do you think is even the mission this year? Are you trying to be the underdogs? Because it almost felt like ever since this 83-point game, instead of that being the galvanizing momentum mover towards being a 6th seed or something, it's almost muddled or conflicted things for them, because it feels like it's almost became I don't want to say distraction, but more noise than there should be.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like that the whole sort of they want to be the underdogs. It's like at some point, man, that has to be a little tiresome. You know what I'm saying? Again, I know they're built on being gritty and tough, as they should. I mean, I think that should be part of the identity, but winning's pretty cool too. I think that should be part of the identity. And again, I kind of wrote a couple columns on this kind of throughout the season, especially after the trade deadline. This team needs another alpha. I think that's kind of what's missing. And obviously, I mean, Giannis fits the bill. But if you don't get Giannis, how are you selling this team in a 5th season where you could be a playing team again? I just don't know how you sell it. Again, it seems like that the excuse has been the health. I think it's a legitimate excuse. I just don't know how you can sell that for another season after 4 straight seasons of being locked in the play-in. So it's interesting. You would think that the status of Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, that's going to be a huge thing going into the offseason, and other these things. So I just don't know. Again, they were the first 10 seed. Again, the play-in tournament has been around for several years now, but they're the first 10 seed to kind of get out of the play-in and into the playoffs. They probably will have to do that again. I think they're going to stay at 10. Again, we'll see, but they're just making it harder for themselves. And I guess they feed off that, but like again, this team should not be sort of like they really play when they really have to. That's not the Heat way. That's not the Heat culture. They did that sort of court thing a couple years ago. People flamed them for, right? The hardest working, whatever. You got to be that every single night. You can't just be that on the night where you have the most pressure. So I think there needs to be some sort of reality check. And again, like this team, I know wants to win. It's not like the effort is not there. It's just again, I think it's really just they're outmatched to a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference. We'll see if they, prove me wrong. But they're in a weird place.
Yeah, no, definitely it is a weird place. Sam, you were gonna ask something?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, you just spoke about Giannis. Like, do you feel like they're going to get Giannis this summer? Like, how percentage-wise, what do you think, like, their chances are with that?
Oh man. So I think for me anyways, like to me this is a different situation than like with Dame, with KD last offseason, with the other guys they've had a chance to get. Like I in some ways I think that this is like whether it happens or not, it's like a momentum shifting thing for the Heat because they have a lot of hard decisions to make. I think they kind of actually have a good chance of getting him. I'm definitely over that 50% mark personally, just because, first of all, as the reports say, that was the biggest offer they were seriously considering before the trade deadline. Hero, Khalil Ware, some other players, first round picks, first round swaps. They have more tradable first round picks in the summer. I think that with the players involved, I think that could get it done. Now, there's going to be teams like Golden State where those more tradable first round picks could be a little more valuable because post Curry Warriors they could be bad. So we'll see. But I think in terms of a complete package, if they want players, young prospects, and first round picks and whatever, I think the Heat is the best team around. We'll see what other teams throw at them. So I think it's a pretty good chance. Now we'll see if that's naive of me, but I at this point in time, April 9th, I think they actually do. So, and I think if you